So, why did you choose to go to Africa?
Well, initially I chose to go to Africa because I lived in a African-centered household, so my family they highly stressed like the African concept and African cosmology and stuff like that.
Originally, the opportunity was presented before me, and I realized it was something that I needed to take advantage of, just because of the fact that I'm an African.
I chose to go to Africa because it was like a more expected thing for me to go to places like Europe or um other places like that. So like I chose to go somewhere different.
Well, obviously, and not only to get a perspective of what life is like in Africa and see how uh, people live there and what's going on there, but really so that what's kind of correlates with that, but really so that I can get a better sense of what's going on in Africa.
I chose to go to Africa because I knew it would change me.
Five African American teenagers traveled to Ethiopia and Ghana in the summer of 2014. They spent 15 days in Ethiopia and 10 days in Ghana. These youth have spent the past 2 years learning about their true African history. Jama, Jordan, Summer, Khalik, and Kaya not only went against what American society expects of them as African American youth, but also they became trailblazers, enlightening their peers about the importance of connecting with the African continent. What did you enjoy most during the trip?
I love the injera. I had that basically every single day, and yeah, I love the injera, and I also love how the people there, they're very nice. Everyone there was so beautiful. I've never seen so many beautiful people in my life. Um, I like how when I walk down the street, they would always say Habesha because they think I look Ethiopian. So it was cool to get I don't know, a sense of relativity, I guess.
Well, that's really hard to say because overall, most of the trip was very enjoyable. I mean, being in Ethiopia was fun because I got to see a lot of the scenery and how beautiful the people and the various mountain ranges we were at and churches and how they were made was very enjoyable.
Enjoyed the whole experience overall and appreciated some of the things that I did. Um, I guess particularly enjoy were maybe the interactions that we got to have with the people, um, and also some of the historical places that we visited and the cultural connections that we made.
These are the people behind the scenes. Okay, okay. We will come. ማየት እንችላለን? እሺ። እዚህ ይሄንን ማየት ፈልገን ነው. We just want to see the process first. Jai's with us.
I enjoyed interacting with the Africans there. Like I got to hang out with a 17-year-old Ethiopian girl named Hameen when we were in Ethiopia. And it was really fun because, you know, I got to see what her everyday life is like.
I have to say, I really love the food there. Lots of great foods in Ghana and Ethiopia. Yeah, there's a big variety in Ghana, and I enjoyed being able to sample out different things and seeing how people eat there. I really also enjoyed getting to know the fellow members of Black Tar Roots better and getting to bond with them.
What did you like about Ethiopia?
I like the modernization inside of Ethiopia. It's a very interesting place to see.
So it starts from there. Go to shop. Hey.
I definitely enjoyed the food and the people. It was a lot of nice people that we met.
I loved Ethiopia. I liked, first of all, it was just really beautiful, like the landscapes. It was just really beautiful. It was just great.
I also like the food in Ethiopia. I remember this one restaurant in particular called the Four Sisters that everyone loved, so that was cool. What did you like about Ghana?
In Ghana, I got to see an old friend, which was very nice, that I really connected with, and it was nice going to see how Ghana was like, because my ancestry is from Ghana, and I got to feel a lot of the spiritual energy releasing from Ghana onto me, and especially when I was in the dungeon area, and that's what stood out the most for me.
Where James is kept. And it was a story building. Down here is the main dungeon. And during the reign of the English, they were having a church above the dungeon. And,
my favorite part of Ghana was probably seeing Carolyn, who used to be in the group, but actually moved to Ghana with her family. I was able to learn from her, like, what it was like living there as an African coming from America and moving back to Africa, what it was like for her. She's been there for about 9 or 10 months now, and it was just interesting hearing what her experience has been like. The fact that, like, the Ghanaians are still calling her a Bruni, which is like white person, and she's been there for 9 months, and I felt it was a little discouraging or disappointing to hear that people still see her as an outsider, but I guess that just tells me that we just need to get more Africans in the diaspora to come back to Africa and just make a connection, because, you know, when they see one who stays for a while, it's hard to accept them now as a new Ghanaian, because you still see them as an outsider. So just, you know, getting more over there, maybe it would just bridge the disconnect that we have.
But yeah, we did a lot of cool things in Ghana. Like, we went to this area where we made like scars and things from Ndinkra symbols, and we like bought kente cloth, dashikis, and things like that. So we had a lot of fun there, and yeah, Ghana was cool. It was very different from Ethiopia, but I liked them both.
What I liked about Ghana is the traditional side of the traditional things in Ghana. It was a very nice experience to see what goes on inside their little teepee / thing, their house. It was a very interesting thing. Their clothes, the way they dressed, how they just live with animals. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed climbing the mountain and a lot of like physical activities that we did, like walking, jogging, climbing the mountain, etc. Climbing the mountain was my favorite because I've never done it before. It was something new, and it was very, very tiring. But I made it in third place surprisingly, so it was pretty fun.
I like a lot of people there. They seem pretty. They're more I don't know, outgoing and louder, and I kind of like that setting. I like that people are more, and they seem more like involved with everything. And I love all the sights there. Like going to Mount Afojoto and the waterfalls. A lot of beautiful places there.
About your journey thus far, what you taking out of it, where after going through all of this, when we leave and head back down the mountain, and when we head back to Accra, what would this all mean to you? It's going to take some time to kick in. Won't happen overnight. One of the feelings you may have is a little depression. Don't be surprised, because the energy that's here, when you go back to America, you're not going to feel that same energy, that same
Yeah, no. Every single
love.
day here is so uplifting, and people are always taking you in and just showing you love.
So you may not, so don't get surprised, but still know that you will never forget this. This is home.
One Africa. Right on the border of Cape Coast and Elmina. Check it out.
The beauty of the forest is greater than gold. It's a gift from the heavens. One can get lost in there and be at peace forever.
If in any way, how did the experience of spending 25 days in Africa change you?
When I was in Ethiopia especially, and also in Ghana, when I saw all these black people there, it's like, black people here, yeah, this is my hometown, this is where I'm supposed to be. It's like, I felt so at home being in Africa, because it's like, there were more, it's like, it's black place. It's like, you could be free to do as you please, to do, be who you need to be, being in Africa, versus being in America, when it's not really, when it's kind of like, well, I don't know, but still, it was just like when I came back, I noticed how much the difference between being in Africa and being in Ghana and Ethiopia, and how much I felt I belonged there versus when I came back.
Traveling abroad anywhere for someone like me who spent their whole life in one country would certainly, I think, give them a broader horizons, but I think that did that for me, times 10. I was able to see things that I'd never seen before, and from a certain aspect it was kind of like a realization in a sense, because something that you studied or heard about from the outside is kind of a lot different when you're seeing it firsthand. I got to see it firsthand, and I think that kind of course, amplified my appreciation for the culture, and my experience overall, was really life-altering.
It made me start to appreciate the little things more, like toilet paper and warm water. It also wanted to make me better myself as a person, especially educationally, because I see other kids there, we met kids who are in 7th grade, they're on like a learning level that I'm going to be learning this year, and I'm in 9th grade. And so it always makes me want to do something extra because, yeah, I know. I mean, I shouldn't be competing with my own people, but I don't want to be competing with them necessarily, but I want to be on their level at least. So, yeah.
Before I went on the trip, I thought I would come back more open-minded and appreciative of what I have. Also, yeah, that was about it for when I came. This is what I thought before I went. And now that I'm back, like those things did happen. I am more appreciative of what I have, and I try to be more conservative, even like not waste water for no reason. And I definitely am more open-minded, but it also changed me because I don't feel the need to conform with like many American societal norms, like just little things that everybody does just because everybody's been doing it forever. It seems pointless to me now, and like I don't even stand up for I stopped saying the pledge before I traveled to Africa. It may have been once I got in the Black Travelers program and I actually like, you know, learned more about what American society is really doing to us. But yeah, now that I've come back, I definitely don't say the pledge at all, and I just look at things a lot differently now that I'm back.
It changed me, like how my perspective on things and how much I take things for granted. Now I see how much people have. Like when I spent the night at the student's house, they didn't really have that much. I mean, they had nice rooms and nice things, but it wasn't nice as mine, and I'll take that for granted. But now I look upon it differently.
Were the people there different than the people are here?
People there were definitely more hardworking. Like in both Ethiopia and Ghana, we saw people, you know, trying to sell anything or do some self-made business like making jewelry or cleaning shoes, you know, anything just to survive basically. And a lot of people in America, like, we have the luxury, if we don't have a job, we can go to an unemployment center and then, you know, somebody will find something for us. But people out there, they made their jobs.
People there were like more generous and more giving than people here. Like they'll just like say nice things out of generosity just walking down the street. Like you might see that very rarely in the U.S.
Well, I mean, yes, because they live in a different country, and they definitely value different things than they do here. They took a lot of things more into perspective and didn't take too much for granted like we do in America.
Making the paintings. See the various African ingenuity.
As big as the ones in the front. Fill the area. The appropriate space we use for this is about 6 inches. As you can see from down there, yeah? Anywhere 6 to 8 inches. From this, we would be able, next year, we will be taking from this and put it in another area.
So they also call this propagation, right?
Propagation, that's the technical word for it. And we do a lot of that up here.
Instead of waiting for the seed to come, certain plants you can just take pieces of it and replant.
Stevia is like that, sage is like that, rosemary is like that. And this thyme is like that.
Is that good?
That's good. What you want to do is get the long pieces into the ground, and the roots will initiate from the stem.
I created my own plant.
The Kaya plant.
It's created a human.
Green leaves to block all the holes, leaving 2 outlets, so that when it's lighted, there will be penetration of air. And then after it's all lighted inside and they see the smoke coming out well, then they block all the holes and leave it.
Overall, the people over there, they work a lot harder for what they want and what they need. They have to work harder to achieve their goals and achieve their dreams. Versus people over here, not most people work harder for what they need. And people over here don't take school as seriously as they take it over there. When I was over there, they had entire dedications of students trying to go to school. Over here, though, they have a lot of students that don't want to go to school. They'd rather just like chill, be on the computer all day, not really do nothing. But then you got people in Ghana and Ethiopia working so hard to get into school.
The mission of the Youth Institute of Science and Technology provides exposure to university career development and green technology, such as solar energy, rainwater harvesting, biofuels, and organic gardening. By learning to work together, side by side with my brothers and sisters of the diaspora, we will grow our nation's economy by establishing new business partnerships and new industry. By studying hard and gaining the right skills, we will be able to become the future leaders of Ghana. By studying hard and gaining the right skills, we will take the lead in making effective decisions that impact the national growth and development of Ghana. We are committed to truth, justice, righteousness, reciprocity, harmony, balance, and order. We are sponsored by the Hardison Family Help Organization, INC of Atlanta, Georgia, Habesha, INC of Atlanta, Georgia, African for the Africans, Source and Investment, the University of Massachusetts, at Amherst, Economical Builders of Atlanta, Georgia, and Garden City University College of Finance. They are continually supported by Akosia Boateng, Franco Freire Boateng, the Hardison Family, Kofi Ansan, Chris Makwansa, Madame Efra Porter, Dr. Shunwana, Nana Jebo, Mr. Erikano, Mr. Usi, Madame Aso, Mr. Mako, and Bumani Taimba. We are the students of the Youth Institute of Science and Technology, and we are destined for greatness.
Also, the mentality of the people in Ghana and Ethiopia is way more community. It's not as individualistic. When you're over here, it's more individualistic. People are more worried about themselves and worried about their family and worried about other people. They're more worried about what will benefit them individually. So that's one thing I noticed as the difference between being in Africa and being over here.
Sorry, you see this one? You see this? This is the necklace of she's the first wife. One hammer boy, he's married of 3 wives. 3 wives. He marries 3 wives. She's the first wife. The second wife is only 2 necklaces. The third one is 1 necklace. She's the owner. She is the first wife.
Any benefits of being the first wife?
No.
Everyone get treated the same?
Yes. The first wife, she is the boss. But there is a different work. Someone is to cook, and someone is to go to the bush, carrying the wood and bring home. Someone go to the river, bring water.
So the first wife determines who does that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jama, Jordan, Summer, Khalik, and Kaya's journey to Africa is not typical for many African American teenagers. Their experience abroad and the cultural awareness they gained has provided for them the opportunity to change the world. Now that they have returned to America, they are enlightening their peers about their journey and persuading them to also make a journey of self-discovery to Africa. They now know that Africa is where our hope is, because Africa is home.